Hello, thank you for stopping by ETHOSystems YouTube page to take a look at Sage Intacct for Construction. My name is Dominic Pernai, and I'm going to be walking you through a brief overview demo of the software. But before we get into that, I'd like to let you know a little bit about us. Here at ETHOSystems, we service the Midwest and Southwest with offices in Chicago and Scottsdale. We've been in the construction accounting space for over 30 years. We currently employ over 40 professionals, of which most have an accounting background. And we have completed over 2,000 implementations of various construction systems during our tenure. Now let's talk about Sage Intacct. Intacct is what is referred to as a best-in-class cloud platform. This means that across ERPs in our space, our functionality is rated the highest. So when it comes to accounting, that is where we flourish. And in order to allow you to use other best-in-class software, we utilize an open API and can then pass data between platforms. As you see listed here, we can connect to CRM and payroll systems, among other things of your choice. This does a couple things for you. One, it allows you to build your system the way you see fit. There will not be any need to try and build something out that the system isn't made for. Two, it allows you to go outside of Sage and be able to have the different systems talk to each other. We already have over 200 pre-built integrations with other partners that we utilize routinely. And just to firm up that we are best in class, here's our current customer satisfaction rating according to G2. We were rated #1 in customer satisfaction and have actually been #1 in customer satisfaction since 2015. And based on over 2,000 independent user reviews, we've received the highest scores in satisfaction, product direction, and the Net Promoter Score, which means that more users are likely to recommend our product to others versus any other vendor. And before we get into the demo, let's talk a little more about the product. Sage Intacct is a native cloud solution that has never been server-based. So you will be able to access all of your data at any time from any device, allowing for submittals and approvals on the go. As you will see, it has a modern interface that is very user-friendly and is easy to navigate. Intacct also has industry-specific solutions to ensure that we continue to be best in class. All of them are inclusive of the core financials you see listed here. But we know that there are large differences between someone, we'll say, working in construction and someone working in healthcare, which is why we offer the separate verticals as well. There are also additional modules that can be added based on a specific need, but for today, we're going to focus on construction. So with that, let's get into the software. So this is the screen that you're going to see when you log in every day. You're going to notice right away that it's easily recognizable that you're in the Timberline Construction Group. You're going to see your name and be able to select your preferences. You'll also see that right when you log in, you're going to see any new release notes. Right now, we have the 2021 Release 2 coming, and you're able to take a look at those right on your homepage. You can look at any previous release notes as well. You'll notice that there's 4 releases, which is something that Intacct does every year. On a quarterly basis, there is a new release of the software. You don't have to do anything. It all gets done on the back end and updates you automatically. So there's no downtime. There isn't going to be any having to deal with a consultant. Everything happens, and then you just have access to the new features. A couple other things to point out here are you have your applications listed out, your most recent entities that you were working in. And another very powerful thing is the help on this page and the Learning Center and Help Center. When you click on this, you're going to be able to search anything that you're going to need inside of the software. You can get right to the community, additional release notes, training. If you have questions on data entry, even, you can come through here and it's going to walk you through that. So very powerful. As you get into the pages within and modules within the system, this even comes down to a deeper level. So you will notice up here that we do have top level. That's where we're currently working out of. This is the roll up of all of our entities. We have development, general construction, trades, and heavy construction as well listed in here. But for today, we're going to focus on the top level. So Here's where all of our applications are listed. You'll see that we have a number of reports. You can come in, custom reports for our dashboards, which is what we'll get into next. We have everything that can be pre-built out. We can add dashboards right from this page, but we can also favorite everything that we work in on a day-to-day basis. So you'll notice that I have multiple things that I have favorited, and these are all things that we're going to touch on today during our demo. So to get started, I want to talk about dashboards. So I'm going to come over here to my favorites, and you'll see that we have everything listed out in whatever order you want. You can move things however you want. You can group them however you want. Very user-friendly. It's very easy to do, but we're going to jump into the project performance. So very quickly, you're able to have an idea of everything that's happening in your business, whether that is the project profit margin, how many active jobs you have. You know, we can break down our jobs by contract amount in a pie chart. We have other graphs available. If you want to see certain reports, you're able to come through and add anything here to this dashboard. For now, I did want to just kind of focus on how easy it is to click through. We're going to use La Quinta, Houston today. And as soon as I click through, I've got the contract amount readily available. If I want to go through the revenue, it's going to pull that up for me and show me everything that makes up that 1.4 million. So real easy to drill down. You can keep drilling down. Anything that's light blue, you're able to click through. And we're not going to get too deep on that today, but just so you are aware. We also can change our accounting date. We can filter by different customer. We can filter by job. There's a number of ways that, we can apply this data. Everything, can be moved around. If you don't want to see something a certain way, we can remove, add things. Adding a performance card, for example, is as easy as clicking the add button, going to performance card, and then specifying the different filters and how you want it to show on your screen. I'm also going to show you later how to add a report to your dashboard once we've created one. So after we've gotten a feel for the dashboard, really the power of the reporting that you see here lies in what's called dimension accounting. So our dimensions, we use entities. As I told you before, we have our multiple entities that all roll up into our top level so we can see what we're doing across all of our businesses. We can use locations as a dimension. As you'll see, we have more locations than entities. We have a warehouse located in Houston. So we can report across all of these. And when you come in through company, you can see that cross-company dimensions are locations, employees, departments, classes. We can add these, we can remove these. Again, everything is customizable to you and how you would like to see it. When we're looking at locations, again, if you wanted to add a location, it's as simple as creating your ID, your name, who does it sit under, and you can add any of the detail that you want, and then that's going to show up here for you as well. So now that we've kind of gone through the dashboards and we've looked at things from the top level, we're going to go ahead and drill down into the general construction. And that's going to bring us over here. It is going to bring you right to whatever page you were on the top level. So just to give you an idea of what that's going to look like, you can have the same project performance dashboard. You'll notice that our job count is different. Our project profit margin is different. We only see the jobs that are associated with Timberline General Construction, but we do also have all of the reports as well. So we know what customers we're working with here. We know what our margins look like. And you can do this for every entity, and you can change the way your dashboard looks. It's all very customizable to how you would like to see it. So, getting into reporting, which is very important, we're going to go to our financial reports. These are all just pre-built reports that you're going to see inside of the system. They come as soon as it's spun up for you. So once you have data, you can report on it. As you can see, we can do this. We can do this via HTML, CSV, PDF, Excel. If we want to schedule reports, we can come through here and say, okay, I want to do X report starting on this date, ending never, and recurring, so on and so forth. How do I want it sent? So, routine reports that you have to do every week, you're no longer going to have to set a schedule for yourself to do. The system will automatically do that for you. And just to give you an idea of what the balance sheet would look like, I'm going to use HTML because it pulls up pretty smooth. And we're going to get all of that detail. Again, you can click through anything that's light blue. So if you wanted to go down into AP and see what makes up that 2.4 mil, you're able to go ahead and do that. So coming back over here, a couple other things. The customer aging report. We have it set, 0 to 1, or 1 to 30, 31 to 60. If you wanted to do different dates, we could do that for you. We can change the format. We can come right here and we can view this, and it's going to pull all that data for you. So under this entity, we're owed about $3.25 million, and we're well past due on that. So pretty easy to get to. Again, if we wanted to export this, we can do Excel, CSV. Again, real easy. One other report that I want to look at is the trial balance. So we're going to come in here. I'm just going to leave everything as is. And now we've got our trial balance right off the bat. So I said earlier that I'd show you how to add a report to a dashboard. And what you're going to do is very simply click Add to Dashboard. And we're going to call this Test Trial Balance. We're going to get with the same description. Okay. So now we have this saved. It's going to be under our memorized reports. And I put that under our cash analysis dashboard. So I'm just going to come in here. And you're going to see, I spelled it wrong there too, but you'll see that we have our test trial balance. And this report will be here on the cash analysis dashboard until you want to remove it, which is as easy as clicking the delete component button. If you wanted to update it, it's as easy as clicking refresh or refreshing the whole screen. So again, everything's customizable. If you wanted to edit the report, you can do that right here. It's very straightforward on how that can be done, and we can export as well. So next we're going to get into jobs. So this is our list of current jobs inside of our general construction entity. We're going to go ahead and take a look at the La Quinta, Houston. And you'll see we have our job ID. We know who our customer is. We have our beginning date. Who's the manager? Are there any transaction rules? All the way through here. What are our resources? What are the cost codes assigned to the job? What are our estimates? Estimates can all be imported via Excel, so we can do that for you as well. If we wanted to take a look at a Gantt chart, it's going to break things down for you by labor hours. You'll see by job cost code resource, and as data gets entered, you'll see how the Gantt chart fills itself out. And then we can also generate our invoices on these jobs very quickly. So I'm going to come through here. We're going to select La Quinta, Houston. I'm going to do a preview so I can walk you through what this is going to look like. We have our build to date. We have our due date. We know that we're going to Ricky Holdings, and I'm going to change this because I know that I need to do that. So we have our payment terms that fill in automatically. If I want to come down here, we'll say we're working on percent complete. We'll say we did 10% of the general requirements. It's going to automatically calculate that for you. And once you've done that and selected the line item, you click Create Invoice. And you'll see contract invoices was successfully created. So now that'll get routed for approval and then be sent over to Bill Ricky for payment. So pretty smooth, easy process. Again, we can get into this deeper on a different kind of demo once we've done a real discovery, but the flow of the system is very nice. So next thing we're going to want to do is take a look at timesheets. You can have individual employees log their time. You can have your crew leaders log everybody's time. Whatever gets submitted will get routed for approval before anything gets paid out or sent to your payroll system. Adding time is very, very straightforward. This can be shown on any device also, by the way. So we're going to use, we'll use Robert E. Jones, and we've got our begin date, end date. I'm going to put that he worked on this job on our general conditions for regular time, and we'll say he did 777 and 7 today. So I can submit that time. And because I'm an administrator, the time is already approved. But if your crew leaders are going to be entering it, that's what they'll have to do. They can go through and they can add, the different cost codes. What were they working on? They can change that by day. They can change that hour to hour, whatever works best for them. So again, very straightforward. Going to touch on purchase orders real quickly. You'll see that we have a number of POs out here. To add a PO, you're going to come through, you're going to select your vendor. We'll use A1 Electric. You'll notice that it's going to pre-fill everything for you, including your terms. It gives you the automatic due date based on those terms. If I want to assign it directly to a job, cost code, I know that this is going to be electrical. And then our item ID, we'll do thin green wire. We'll say we're doing 1, and we'll say for that spool of wire, it's $50. And we also have the ability to put retainage in there. So I'm going to do 10% retainage. So we're going to look at $5 on that as well. And then once we've filled everything out that we need, here you have the option for default retainage. So you don't have to have people enter that every time, but you'll post this. And now we have our PO. Again, it's pending. It would be routed to me because I am an administrator. And once I've converted that, I go to my vendor invoices. All I need to do is enter the vendor document number. And once I've done that, we're going to see, double check everything's okay, looks good. We're going to post it. And now that's been closed. Everything's taken care of on the back end. And, we're able to view the invoice. And if we want to send it, we can print it, we can email it, and we can send it directly to anybody that we want. We can preview the PDF attachment and see what that's going to look like. Again, everything customizable. You can put in who it comes from. We can set that to whoever you'd like. So very, very easy to go through the whole process. Everything gets tracked in the system. And that way you've got multiple levels of approval. Things aren't just being, requested without, going unchecked. So pretty good tool there. What's really, really powerful though is the interactive custom reports. So you'll see here that we have a WIP report. I'm just going to go in and show you a couple of things. For those of you that are familiar with Crystal Reports, it's a much easier, user-friendly Crystal Reports. So anything that needs to be changed, if I want to move a column, it's simply drag and drop. If I wanted to add a pivot table, I could come down here and add a pivot table, and then I can customize this however I'd like. So really, really important functionality. We do offer classes on this as well, so that's something to always keep in mind. But again, if you wanted to look at something else, you can come in here. It's going to update in real time, so you're looking at real data as you're creating the report. But that is everything that I have for you on Sage Intacct Construction today. Good place to end is always with the dashboard, because it's probably where you're going to get most of your data anytime you need to check on anything. But as far as that goes, that is everything that I have for you guys. Thank you very much for taking the time to view our overview demo of Intacct for Construction. If you'd like to learn more or just have questions in general, please don't hesitate to reach out to us at info@ETHOSystems.com or on our main line at 866-482-3400. And for any future updates, please subscribe to our page, and we look forward to working with you. Thank you.